What's up? I'm Alex from LearnBeachVolleyballFast.com. So I want to make a short video that talks about warm-ups, and I'm going to show you how probably in the way you warm up for beach volleyball, every time you practice and play, there's probably some untapped potential for you to learn skills that you're not using yet. So I'm basically talking about using the time you use for warm-up for getting better at beach volleyball with no extra time cost. Some of you guys know that I like listening to podcasts while I commute and stuff. That's also taking some time that you're anyway using in life and actually learning good stuff for beach volleyball from that time. And this is sort of the same, but with your warm-ups and actual physical skills. So I want to say that this video is partly inspired by something called physical literacy, which is basically some research about kids and how they move and how they should be moving and doing all sorts of movements while they're kids. I won't go into that, but it's partly inspired by that, and I actually think there's a lot of value for sort of everybody, but especially those of you guys who might have kids. Should probably look into the physical literacy thing. Anyway, what they talked about was that warm-ups, you can basically use your warm-up rather than just warming up your body. You can actually be straight away learning skills that are non-strenuous for the body. So for example, for me to kick this volleyball and just control the ball with my feet, this doesn't necessarily require for me to warm up beforehand. I can actually treat it as a warm-up. It's a physical skill, but it's not intense enough that I need to warm up before it. It's actually the warm-up. And the next level to that is that when you learn new skills, maybe the most efficient way to learn new skills is to do them a little bit every day. Like, don't do them too much, just do it for a few minutes every day and sleep in between and continue next day, continue the day after, continue the day after. And if you combine those, so every warm-up you do, you work on the same skill and you do it over and over and over again, well, maybe after half a year of kicking the ball as a warm-up, you'll be actually pretty skilled at it. And think about it, you haven't really spent any extra time to learn the skill. So for example, some people might be, every time they warm up, they might be running around the court or something. But the idea is that, what if you get the same warm-up benefits from kicking the ball, but the additional skill as well? Then there's another discussion, is it a worthwhile skill to be able to control the ball with your feet for beach volleyball? And as always, when I try to make short videos, I end up in these things because that's something I would want to discuss for a long time, way longer than this video. But my short answer is yes, it's a worthwhile skill, especially if it's bonus time where you learn it. Like, it doesn't really take any extra time for you to learn it. Okay, and then another thing, this is not necessarily a warm-up, but it's still something that people do. So stretching, for example, I've had quite short hamstrings, so I've needed to stretch them out to get more mobility this way. And I find stretching to be quite boring, but I find juggling to be quite fun. And the thing is that this is very possible. And this is actually quite challenging and fun for me. If I would have to, let's say I would have to stretch my hamstrings 5 minutes a day for health benefits and movement benefits, I would have a much more enjoyable time doing this than just standing straight up and down and stretching. I could even do this and listen to podcasts at the same time. Now, the same question is here, is juggling a worthwhile skill for beach volleyball? I won't go into that here. Short answer is yes, it is, but it would take quite a lot of explaining why, so that will be for later content. And a last example is lunges. So some people do lunges for workouts. Basically, these lunge walks or whatever. There's nothing saying that you can't be like bouncing the ball, doing different touches at the same time. Oh shit, I need to practice this. I can see it directly. So you could do that, or you could be be juggling and doing lunges as well. The thing with juggling and being like in these lunge positions or whatever is that it creates, especially if there's some chaos in the juggling, it creates like movement in your upper body, and I'm pretty sure that your core has to work to like stabilize and like make sure that it works. And that's quite beach volleyball like, because sometimes in defense you're just like throwing your arms out and still trying to be balanced and whatnot, so it just makes your core be in the game better. So I'm not saying that these exact examples I just gave you are the most ultimate examples in the world, and or might fit you or might suit you and your plans with your beach volleyball career or whatnot. But what I wanna, the message I wanna share with this video is I want you to start thinking sort of outside of the box. How can I optimize more? How can I use time that I spend anyway, whether it's warming up, stretching, or doing rehab, or strength training or whatever? Use that time to also build ball skills or other skills that are actually are going to help you with your beach volleyball career. I just want you to start thinking that way, and hopefully maybe you'll try my examples, maybe you'll try some others, maybe over time you'll come up with more and more examples. Also, if you have your own warm-up hacks or workout hacks or whatever that you have already come up with, please share them in the comments. I would love to hear them, and I'm sure that everybody else would love to hear them as well, because I just think that there's untapped potential here. I just think that if we just think about how we can make things better, there's tons of ways to do that. But the problem is that most of the time we just don't think that way. Cool. Hope that helps and maybe gave some inspiration and ideas. I will soon get back into making normal tutorials and everything. Don't worry. Some people have seen that I haven't created too much after these two competitions, the Oslo FIVB and the Rome World Tour Finals. But I just have been moving and changing locations and whatnot. So I've been a little bit busy, but I'm I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna continue this project very much. It's just been a slight pause here, but it's nothing permanent. So I'll see you again soon.